Hello students, welcome to St. Joseph's Academy's online class. I hope you all are fine and doing well. In today's class, we are going to study chapter 4 of your English grammar book. The title of the chapter is Interrogative Sentences Part 1. So let us begin our chapter now. Dear students, the title of our today's class is Chapter 4, Interrogative Sentences. In this chapter, we will learn about interrogative sentences, what are interrogative sentences, how are they formed, and then we will learn some rules for forming interrogative sentences in continuous and simple tense. In previous classes, we have already learnt about sentence and its kind. We have learned that a sentence is an ordered group of words that makes complete sense. It always begins with a capital letter and ends with a full stop. Then in next chapter, we studied about kinds of sentences. We studied that sentences are divided into 4 kinds. First, assertive sentence. An assertive sentence expresses a statement to tell a fact, and it always ends with a full stop. Second is interrogative sentence. An interrogative sentence or question asks about something or someone, and it always ends with an interrogation or question mark. Third, imperative sentence. An imperative sentence expresses an order or a request, and it always ends with a full stop. And last is exclamatory sentence. An exclamatory sentence expresses a strong feeling, and it always ends with an exclamation mark. Now in this part of this chapter, we are going to study about interrogative sentences. How to form interrogative sentences. Let us first learn about what is an interrogative sentence. An interrogative sentence is a type of sentence that asks a question as opposed to sentences that make a statement, deliver a command, or express an exclamation. So these sentences, interrogative sentences, they ask question about something or someone. Interrogative sentences are typically marked by inversion of the subject and predicate. That is, the first verb in a verb phrase appears before the subject. In previous chapter, we studied how to form negative sentences. In that, we learned that negative sentences can be formed by adding not or no after the helping verb or before the main verb. But here, in interrogative sentences, the helping verb or the main verb that will come before, that will appear before the subject, then the subject will come, and then the base form or ing form of the verb will be followed. Students, we have some examples here. First, it is your book. Is it your book? She has a doll. Has she a doll? You can solve this sum. Can you solve this sum? They were fast friends. Were they fast friends? They will go to Mumbai. Will they go to Mumbai? So students, please notice very carefully that the sentences on the left hand side state or express something, and such sentences are called assertive sentences or statements. They end with a full stop. But the sentences on the right hand side ask something. Such sentences are called interrogative sentences or question. A question mark is placed at the end of an interrogative sentence. For example, see first sentence, it is your book. This is a statement. It is starting with a capital letter and ending with a full stop. But the sentence on the right hand side, just in front of it, it is written that, is it your book? Now it is not a statement here. It is a kind of question which is asked to someone. And it is not ending with a full stop. It is ending with a question mark. Now what is the thing that you have to notice? You have to notice that in framing a question, we have placed the verb before the subject. Earlier the subject was it, but now is comes before the subject to frame the question, then the subject, and then remaining part of the sentence is written, and it is ending with a question mark. A question mark should be placed at the end of an interrogative sentence. So in this way we can frame questions from simple statements. Now let us learn some rules for forming interrogative sentences in first, present simple tense. The rule for forming an interrogative sentence in present simple tense is do or does plus subject plus base form. What does it mean? When we were framing negative sentence in present simple tense, we learned that we use do with plural subjects and does with singular subjects, and then we add the word not, and then remaining part of the sentence is continued. But here in interrogative sentences, we will use this do or does before the subject, then the subject will come, and then the base form of the verb will come. Second, past simple tense. For framing an interrogative sentence in past simple tense, what we have to follow? Did plus subject plus base form. We earlier studied that did is the helping verb or the verb of past tense. So in order to frame an interrogative sentence in past simple tense, did will come before the subject, then subject, and then base form of the verb will come. Now we have some examples to understand these two rules better. First, his elder brother lives in Agra. This is an example of simple present tense. The subject is his elder brother, which is singular, and we already studied that we use does with singular subjects and do with plural subjects. So first does will come, then subject, and then base form of the verb live, that is live, that will come. His elder brother lives in Agra. An interrogative sentence for this statement is does his elder brother live in Agra, and a question mark at the end. Second, they quarrel with one another. Subject is they, which is plural. So we will use do with subject they. First do will come, then subject they, and base form of the verb quarrel is quarrel. So the sentence is do they quarrel with one another and question mark. Third, she takes a bath. This is again an example of simple present tense. She is the singular subject. So we will use does. Does she, and base form of the verb takes is take. Does she take a bath and question mark. Fourth, they stood first in the class. So students, notice that this is an example of simple past tense. How do we know? We know it through the word stood. Stood is the past form of stand. So we use did for the past tense. So first did will come, then subject they, and then base form of the verb stood, that is stand, that will come. So the sentence will be did they stand first in the class and question mark. Last, this horse ran very fast. This horse ran very fast is an example of simple past tense because of the word ran. It is the past form of the verb run. So did will come, then this horse as a subject will come, and then base form of the verb ran, that is run, will come. So the sentence is did this horse run very fast and question mark. Now next rule is to form interrogative sentence in present continuous tense. How you can frame interrogative sentences in present continuous tense? In earlier chapter we studied for framing in negative sentences in continuous tense. What we were doing, for subject was coming, then helping verb is, am, are or was or were was coming, then word not, and then ing form of the verb was coming. But here in interrogative sentences the rule is am, is or are plus subject plus present participle or ing form of the verb. Means in negative sentences we were using subject at first, then helping verb, then not, and then ing form of the verb. But in interrogative sentences, to frame an interrogative sentence in present continuous tense, first helping verb, either am, is or are will come, then the subject, and then ing form or the present participle form of the verb will come. Then to frame an interrogative sentence in past continuous tense, the rule is was or were plus subject plus present participle, that is ing form of the verb. So the helping verbs of past tense are was or were. So was or were will come before the subject, then subject, and then ing form of the verb will come. Let us understand these two rules better with these examples. First, they are writing a book. They are. They is plural subject and are is the helping verb of present tense. And writing, ing form of the verb is used with base form of the verb write. So it is writing. Hence it is an example of present continuous tense. They are writing a book. So what will be the rule? First are will come, then subject they, and then ing form of the verb will come. Are they writing a book? And question mark. Students, please note that when you shift the helping verb at the beginning of the sentence, the first letter starts with a capital letter and then small letters continued. So same way, are they writing a book and question mark. Second, Kavita is watching TV. Kavita is watching TV is again example of simple present continuous tense. Kavita is watching TV. This is statement, and interrogative sentence for this will be is, then subject Kavita, and then ing form of the verb watching TV and question mark. Third, the farmer is plugging the field. The farmer is plugging the field. The interrogative sentence for this is first is will come, then subject the farmer, and then ing form of the verb will be continued. Is the farmer plugging the field and question mark. Fourth, the soldiers were fighting bravely. In this sentence the subject is the soldiers and the helping verb is were. It is an example of past continuous tense. So first were will come, then subject the soldiers, and then ing form of the verb. That is, were the soldiers fighting bravely and question mark. And last example, the gardener was watering the plants. This is again an example of past continuous tense because of the verb was. So first was will come, then subject the gardener will come, and then ing form of the verb. The sentence will be, was the gardener watering the plants and question mark. So after explaining the chapter and discussing the rules how to form interrogative sentences from the given statements, it's time for some homework now. Your homework is to revise the chapter and try to complete all the exercises in your grammar book. Revise the chapter again, read the chapter, revise it properly, and then try to solve the exercises which are given in your grammar book. So students, with this our today's class is over. I hope you all might have enjoyed the class and understood it very well. We will meet again soon in next part of this chapter where we will be discussing the exercises of this chapter. Till then, complete all your homework and stay safe. Thank you and have a nice day.